Oh, I have to call. It's not working. There we go.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Alan Figueroa, certified Spanish court interpreter.
Good morning, Mr. Figueroa. We are going to be remoting into courtroom 2 at the BRC.
The defendant can hear me, Your Honor.
Perfect. Okay. And have you been sworn?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Sir, good morning. Tell me your name, please.
Luis Rojas.
Mr. Rojas, you are here for a child support writ. You're going to be released on your own recognizance at this time. Your next court date is June 2nd at 11 a.m. in courtroom 540 or hearing room 540 here at the Orange County Courthouse, sir. You will receive a copy of the order with your release paperwork. Thank you, sir.
Your Honor, is there a case number for Mr. Rojas?
Yes, there is.
2017 DR 15226.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sir, good morning. Tell me your name, please.
Jose Nunez.
Mr. Nunez, you're here in case number 20MM3093. You were arrested for battery domestic violence. There is probable cause. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Is there a witness for Mr. Nunez?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ma'am, can you hear me?
Yes,
All right. Do you need the assistance of the interpreter?
yes, please.
Okay. Mr. Figueroa, would you translate over the loudspeaker then at this time?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ma'am, tell me your name, please.
Diga su nombre, señora, por favor.
Jessica Rosario Colón.
Jessica Rosario Colón.
Ma'am, could you please raise your right hand to be sworn in by the clerk?
Levanta la mano derecha, por favor, para prestar juramento.
Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give, the whole truth to help you God?
¿Jura o promete que el testimonio que rendirá será la verdad y nada más que la verdad? ¿Lo jura ante Dios?
Sí,
Yes.
Thank you.
Ma'am, do you want to have contact with Mr. Nunez?
Señora, ¿desea tener contacto con el señor Núñez?
contacto como.
Contact how?
Do you want to be able to speak with him, live with him?
¿Desea poder hablar con él o convivir con él?
No,
No.
All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Gracias.
Mr. Nunez, you are not to have any contact with the victim in this case.
Señor Núñez, ¿se le prohíbe el contacto con la víctima en este caso?
You're to maintain a separate residence.
¿Debe buscarse otro paradero?
You are not to possess any weapons or firearms.
¿Se le prohíbe la tenencia de ningún tipo de arma blanca o arma de fuego?
May he have a one-time return with line?
Yes. Mr. Nunez, if you need to go back to the house one time with the police to get your things, you may.
Señor Núñez, si necesita regresar a la casa, puede hacerlo una sola vez junto a las autoridades para recoger sus pertenencias.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you have any questions about the no contact order?
¿Alguna duda o pregunta con respecto a la prohibición de contacto, señor? No.
No.
All right, sir. I'm going to place you on pretrial release at this time.
Bien, señor, se le emitirá la libertad provisional en este momento.
Thank you, sir.
Gracias.
Ma'am, good morning. Your name?
Desiree Ruiz.
Ms. Ruiz, this is case number 20MM3097. You were arrested for battery domestic violence. There is probable cause. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Is there a witness for Ms. Ruiz?
No, Your Honor.
Ma'am, you are not to have any contact with the victim. You are to maintain a separate residence. You are not to possess any weapons or firearms. Do you have any questions about the no contact order?
No, todo bien.
No.
Who is in the courtroom for pretrial?
It's Officer Gilly, Your Honor.
Good morning. Can I place her on pretrial release?
Yes, she qualifies, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Ruiz, I'm going to place you on pretrial release at this time. Thank you. Good morning, sir. Your name?
Benjamin Patrick, ma'am.
All right. Did we say Torres Resto bonded?
She bonded, Your Honor.
Okay. And I believe that's all the Spanish. Is that right?
Yes, that's it, Your Honor.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Figueroa. That's all we have this morning.
Not a problem, Your Honor.
Have a great day.
You as well.
You're Mr. Patrick, did you say?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Mr. Patrick, you are here in 20 CF 5134. You were arrested for aggravated assault, domestic violence. There is probable cause. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Was there a witness for Mr. Patrick?
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Ma'am, tell me your name, please.
Chanel Patrick.
All right. And could you please raise your right hand to be sworn in by the clerk?
Yes.
Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Thank you.
Miss Patrick, do you want to have contact with your father?
Yes. My husband lied to the police last night. He threatened my husband first, so my dad just reacted out of self-defense.
Okay. And you live together, is that correct?
Yes, I was at the house. I was listed as a victim, but I'm not pressing charges because my husband was in the wrong and I felt threatened by my husband.
Is Stephen present?
No.
Okay. All right, so Mr. Patrick, at this time, I'm going to order that you are not to have any contact with Stephen Pace.
Yeah.
You're to maintain a separate residence. You're not to possess any weapons or firearms. Did the police recover a firearm at the house?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Mr. Patrick, do you have any other guns or weapons at your home?
No.
Okay. I'm going to order that you're not to have any hostile contact with your daughter. Do you understand what that means?
What's that, hon?
It's no hostile contact, which means you can't argue with her, you can't fight with her, you can't act
Oh.
disrespectful toward her in any way.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, okay. Yes, ma'am.
All right, sir. And again, you're not to possess any weapons or firearms. I'm going to place you on pretrial release at this time, sir.
Do you need to sign a no contact order, Your Honor?
He'll need to sign one with respect to Stephen. There's two listed victims, so not with respect to Chanel, but with Stephen.
They all live in the same home.
He doesn't live with us. Stephen is homeless, and my dad asked him to leave the house.
Okay. In the event that he needs so, yes, he may have a one-time return.
He got all his
Did you have
belongings
anything
this
else?
morning.
Excuse me?
Stephen removed all his belongings this morning. He's not returning to the
Okay.
residence.
All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Patrick. Leave a sign-in sheet. Okay. Good morning. Your name?
My name is Joseph Dinkins.
Mr. Dinkins, you're here in 20 CF 5127. You are arrested for trafficking in a controlled substance. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you, sir. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance at this time. You are not to possess or consume any controlled substances without a valid prescription, sir. You are to contact your lawyer within 24 hours of your release and attend all court dates. And I'm not taking any action on the out on bond cases.
All right. So you want me to contact you when I get out?
Your lawyer, you're going to get a form that's going to have the contact information for the public defender. You need to call them when you're released.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, I got a question. While I'm here
Yes.
with you, I've been having problems. I've been on the street. I have a bad drug problem, and
Okay.
a lot of the problems I'm having is getting in the drug program. I really need to get in the drug program. I'm homeless. I'm on the street. You can tell, like, I'm going through it bad, and this is what's
Right.
put me in the predicaments I'm in. I keep shooting to try to put myself in the program when I get out there, but everybody looks at my past history and refuses me any help. I'm reaching out for help. I really need help, Your Honor.
I hear you. I understand that. So what I can do for you right now is I can tell you that when you call the public defender's office, you speak to your lawyer, they do have a social work department within their office who will be able to try to link you up with some services. But certainly talk to them about that. Otherwise, I don't know if you've tried like Matthew's Hope, which is out in West Orange County, which is another program.
I have tried Recovery House. I've tried Teen Challenge. I've tried a bunch of programs. Most of them look at your past history. But how are you supposed to figure to improve your future if everybody's still focused on what you used to be?
I understand, sir. That has to be frustrating. But start with your lawyer and see what they might be able to help you with, okay?
All right. Thank you, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Good morning. Tell me your name, please.
Joy Alford.
Sir, you are here in case number... I don't know why Mr. Alford's here. Oh, there it is. This is 20 CT 635. You were arrested for driving while license suspended. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you.
Okay. Thank you.
Is there any reason why Mr. Alford can't resolve his case this morning? I'm looking at his driving record. The last driving while license suspended convictions that I see would be in 2000, so 20 years ago.
It's a long time.
It is the subsequent. Knows that there's a mandatory 10 days.
Mm-hmm. State want to amend to a no valid.
He's not willing to do that this time, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Alfred, I'm going to release you on your own recognizance at this time. You are not to drive without a valid driver's license.
Yes.
And you're to contact your lawyer within 24 hours of your release from the jail, and you're to attend all court dates, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Good morning. Your name?
My name is Simon Ramnanan, Judge.
Sir, good morning. You are here in 20 MM 3092. You were arrested for battery. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you, sir. You are not to return to the 7-Eleven. You're not to have any contact with the victims. You're not to possess any weapons or firearms. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance at this time, sir. You're to contact your lawyer within 24 hours of your release from the jail, and you are to attend all court dates. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. It was a, no, it's a 7-Eleven. Good morning.
Good morning.
Ma'am, you are here because you have an immigration detainer that we needed to inform you of. And that's all the information that I have at this time. Thank you.
Yes, I have agreement with local sheriff's office to pick up my belongings because I have money enough to bond me out myself or if you can change to the ticket for $500 ticket, I can also pay this amount. Because for me, it's very important to be free, because I cannot be in aggressive environment. And it's damaged my heart and stomach, and I have some problems with my health in this aggressive environment. I would be very grateful if you could let me be free as soon as possible, because I am ready to pay bond myself. I have money enough. And after friendly dialogue with sheriff's office, also to get back my belongings, because I
Ma'am, I'm not sure what your underlying charge is and why you're here, but your lawyer would have to file a bond motion on that case. I don't have that in front of me today, so I can't address your bond, and I can't lift or modify the immigration hold. So you'd have to talk to your lawyer about that as well.
Yes,
Thank you.
we agreed with lawyers that I can bond me out myself, $600 bond.
If you can pay your bond,
Yes.
as soon as the immigration hold has been lifted, you'd be able to bond out. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I can pay my bond myself.
Thank you.
And if you can change to $500 ticket as well, thank you.
Ma'am, good morning. Your name?
Betsy Carr.
Ms. Carr, you are here in 20 MM 3071. You were arrested for trespass on property after warning and resisting officer without violence. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Was there an offer for Ms. Carr?
One moment, Your Honor.
Sure.
She's in the regular misdemeanors.
Correct. It was just reset from yesterday.
First time served.
Ms. Carr, did you want to resolve your case this morning and enter a plea?
Yes, I did. I had something to say, Your Honor. Yes, please speak.
Sure.
If you give me the opportunity to explain the situation, I'm not from here, and I currently, I'm trying to hold back my tears because I'm in a lot of pain from the officer, not only from the officer, but I have been raped before the arrest. And I went to the bus stop because I was out of cash. I got robbed. And I had got robbed as soon as I got touchdown from the trip from Detroit, Michigan. And I got robbed on the bus. And so it was a situation happened on the bus where my ticket, not only my ticket, but some of my items came up missing. My money came up missing too also on the bus. And it was a situation to where the bus driver, she tried to resolve it, but it got a little bit out of hand. Nobody fought on the bus. But
Okay.
what I
I
was trying
understand
to...
all that, ma'am. I just need to know, did you want to resolve your case today
Yes,
by
I do.
entering a plea?
I'll do a withhold, Your Honor.
I'm
Okay.
innocent, Your Honor, because I was taking a bus and I had no other way. I was trying to save money
Okay.
to make do, to
Ms.
pay
Carr,
rent,
that's
to
fine.
find me
I'm
somewhere
gonna
to
release
stay.
you. Ms. Carr, just listen to me, okay?
Huh?
You can have a trial on your case on another day. So I'm going to release you on your own recognizance at this time. You're not to return to the Lynx bus station. You're going to get a form there that's going to give you the information for your lawyer. You need to contact your lawyer within 24 hours of your release, and you must appear at all court dates. And you'll be able to talk to your lawyer about the facts of your case and what's best for you moving forward, okay?
So am I
You'll be
free to
released from
go
jail
today?
Yes, ma'am, you are. Thank you.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, sir. Tell me your name.
Byron Edward Doherty.
Mr. Doherty, you are here for an out-of-county warrant from Seminole County. Your bond is $500, sir. You're to appear before Judge Woodard on June 9th at 9 a.m.
Ma'am, may I explain something, ma'am? Because I don't have the money to bond out, so I asked, can I get ma'am? The only reason why I missed court because I was incarcerated here in Orange County, ma'am. That's the whole reason why I missed court in Seminole County. I was here arrested on the 2nd of here, and I was supposed to appear in court on the 3rd. And I already talked to the judge. The judge said that he could try to get me a non-monetary bond because, ma'am, I already had bonded out on a court, and I was supposed to appear in court on the 3rd, and they released me from jail from here in April. And then now all of a sudden they came back and they picked me back up
saying that I had an out of count, but the bondsman told me that they recalled my warrant. So I was asking, can I get an RR, ma'am? Because I don't have the funds. I'm trying to get I'm in process of losing my place right now, and I'm trying to get my income tax. So I was asking you, ma'am, can I please get an RR, ma'am, so I can try to get my stuff on order, ma'am. I'm not trying to do no harm or misdo the law. I'm trying to uphold the law, ma'am. I'm not a bad person, ma'am. So I asked, can I please get an RR? Because I would go to court, but man, I can't. I'm already in process of losing my place. So I asked, can I have an RR, ma'am? Because I don't have the funds to bond out, because that's why he said he gonna reset it to seeking an
Mr.
RR.
Doherty, I've heard everything you said. Okay, so I just need you to just stop
Yes.
talking for a minute. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Mr. Doherty, I'm going to recall your case at the end of the session. I emailed the judge that is assigned to the case in Seminole County, and I've asked whether or not they're agreeable to releasing you on your own recognizance or just entering a plea and resolving the case altogether.
Yeah, I would like to solve the plea.
Okay.
So,
Right. So listen, I'm going to call you back at the end of the session, okay? Let's set this up here. Good morning.
Good morning.
Your name?
Taylor Epperhart.
Mr. Epperhart, you are here in case number, this is also an out-of-county case, sir. Your bond is set at none per the judge in your home jurisdiction. I will appoint the public defender to represent you here in Orange County to be able to coordinate with the parties down in your home jurisdiction, sir, or in Seminole County. Okay? Thank you.
Your Honor, McCree bonded.
Yes. Mr. McCree bonded? Okay.
Wait, McCree.
Good morning. Are you Mr. Fountain?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Fountain, this is 20MO528. You were arrested for possessing or consuming alcohol in public. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Is there an offer for Mr. Fountain?
For time served, adjudication of guilt.
Mr. Fountain, do you want to enter a plea this morning?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. That'd be an adjudication of guilt and credit for time served.
All right.
Did you look at the plea form?
No.
All right. There's one right there. So why don't you take a look at that and then let me know if you have any questions.
I didn't hear the question. Is there anyone that can plead no contest and still plead today and get out? I want to plead no contest.
I would plead no contest.
All right. Mr. Fountain, do you have any questions about any of the rights that you are giving up that are on the plea form?
I'm giving up rights. I don't think, no, not at all. Everything's all right. Thank you. This is suffices.
Did you read the plea form?
Yeah, I read it. No questions.
Okay. And you're not on probation, is that right?
No, ma'am.
And you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, this plea will subject you to deportation.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Fountain, I'm going to adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail. You've got credit for 2 days time served. You'll have to pay court costs. Those will be due by April 27th of 2021.
No guilty. If I plead guilty, then I get to get out today, time, sir.
Whether you plead no contest or you plead guilty, it's the same.
How long do I have? I get out today?
Yes.
Thank you. 2 days?
All right.
Thank you.
Right, because you got arrested yesterday,
Yes, ma'am.
or actually got arrested today. So I'm going to sentence you to 1 day and you have credit for 1 day. You got arrested right after midnight.
I get out today after
Yes,
midnight.
Mr. Fountain. Thank you.
Thank
You'll
you.
be released today.
Thank you.
Your Honor, I told you, Abby McCree bonded. He has mental health. He didn't bond. He's mental health.
Who is?
Oh, can I get McCree back? Miss Haling, I'm going to appoint your office to represent Mr. McCree in 20MO525. Do you want to waive his appearance? All right. I'm going to release him on his own recognizance in that case. He's to appear at all court dates and maintain contact with his lawyer. I'm not going to take any action on the out on bond case. Good morning, sir. Your name?
Hi,
Sir?
Hi, Your Honor. My name is Sam Shinkman.
Mr. Shinkman, you are here in 20MO529. You were arrested for urinating in public. There's probable cause. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Is there an offer for Mr. Shinkman?
Okay.
Mr. Shinkman, did you want to enter a plea?
No contest.
Okay, sir.
Yep.
Did you read the plea form?
Yes, I do. I know the difference between I know the difference.
Are you on probation, sir?
No, I'm not on probation.
Okay. I'm going to accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 1 day in the county jail. You have credit for 1 day time served. You're going to have to pay court costs. You're not to return to the area of Court Avenue and Wall Street. You'll have to pay court costs, which will be due by April 27th of 2021.
What does that mean? I can't return to the area of Court Avenue and Wall Street. That whole street, or just the park area, or like what?
Right, the park area where you were arrested.
Does that mean I
You
can't go to the
back.
church at all? I can go to the church, right? Because that's where they feed food every day. I'm homeless.
You can go to the church to eat, but you can't congregate right there. So once you've eaten, you need to leave.
Wait, but I wasn't at the church. I was like, okay.
Then what does that have to
Thank
do with
you.
what we're talking
Thank
about?
you,
You
Your Honor.
cannot go back to where you were arrested. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand. I know where
Okay,
it's at.
thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Go to the door.
Good morning, Mr. Thompson.
Morning.
Sir, you were here in 20 MO 530. You were arrested for open container. There's probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Is there an offer for Mr. Thompson?
Adjudication of guilt, credit for time served.
Mr. Thompson, did you want to resolve your case this morning?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. The offer is an adjudication of guilt, credit for time served.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you read the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions about any of the rights on the form?
No, ma'am.
Are you on probation?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Mr. Thompson, I'm going to adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 1 day in the county jail. You've got credit for 1 day time served. You are going to have to pay court costs, which will be due by April 27th of 2021.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, wait, Mr. Thompson,
Yes,
you have reporting requirements when you're released from the jail.
yes, ma'am. I know this. Huh?
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Good morning.
How you doing, Your Honor?
All right, sir. Tell me your name, please.
My name is Jarvis Brandon Clayton.
Yes, Mr. Clayton, this is your arraignment for the offense of no valid driver's license in 20 CT 305. Can Mr. Clayton resolve his case today?
He is also in jail on another Indian related.
Okay. So you want to enter a plea of not guilty? Okay. Mr. Clayton, at this time, your attorney has indicated that she's going to enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf. You have a pending felony matter that is related to this case, so that could impact your other case. All right? So I'm going to give you a court date.
Oh, man.
Thank you. Your next court date is going to be in Division 61. Pretrial conference is May 18th at 8:30 a.m. in courtroom 6C. Thank you, Mr. Clayton. Good morning, your name?
Cody Lee Newcomer.
Sir, this is 20 CT 2585. You're being arraigned for the offense of driving under the influence. You also have 20 CT 2586, which is a reckless driving. 20 CT 2587, driving while license suspended with knowledge, and 20 CT 2588, no motor vehicle registration. Okay, and then finally 20 CT 2589, attaching a tag unassigned. You are represented by the public defender. Ms. Haling, how would he like to proceed?
He'll enter a not guilty plea, Your Honor.
All right, so Mr. Newcomer, you're going to be in Division 82. That's Judge Dubois. Pretrial conference is July 6th at 10:30 a.m. in courtroom 10B.
Okay, Your Honor. May I please ask, I am currently being held without a bond for previous charges back in December. And I'm currently actually employed, and I have a 3-year-old son who's not in daycare currently because of this COVID-19. I was wondering if I could actually get a bond for those 2 charges.
So I don't have the ability to set bonds on those cases. I don't have a motion in front of me. You're going to have to talk to your lawyer. They have to file a bond motion.
Okay.
And then a judge will be able to determine whether or not they're going to set a bond on those cases. It'd be in front of the judge who's actually assigned to hear that case.
Okay.
Okay, sir?
Thank you.
Thank you. Sir, good morning. Your name?
Leonidas Sergeant.
Why do I have Mr. Sargent? Oh, got it. Mr. Sargent, at this time, Lake County has indicated that your bond conditions are to remain the same. Oh, thank you. So, sir, your bond is to remain the same at this time. I'm going to appoint the public defender here in Orange County to represent you, to coordinate with those in Lake County.
Excuse me, Your Honor, may I speak?
Yes, sir.
Lake County issued a warrant on my arrest for a court date that was canceled. My
Okay.
bond has remained the same as my bond is open because as my bondsman realized, Lake County has made a mistake that they have not corrected. The last time I was here, I spoke to a judge. They said they would look into this. So I've been here for 3 weeks, Your Honor, with no legal representation, no legal mail or anything. My public defender, Bradley Boniface, in Lake County has not returned any calls to my people on the outside. And not only that, Your Honor, the charge that Lake County charged me with, driving on suspended license as a habitual offender, is a charge that's gone over for 15 years. From what I understand, the guideline is 3 years, 5 years, and 3 offenses. My last driving offense was in 2002. So how am I being held here in Orange County on a warrant from Lake County when they have no status?
So, Mr. Sergeant, I don't have any of the information that you're speaking about in front of me, so I don't know.
So how are you holding
You could
me
very
on?
well be correct. So let me just explain it to you. There was a valid warrant that you were arrested on. I have appointed the Orange County Public Defender to assist you in this case, the Lake County case now. I will email the public defender here in Orange County who's handling these out-of-county matters due to the COVID incident. So they will be aware that I saw you today and that you are requesting someone speak with you about your case. That's how I can help you today. Okay? I don't know about the merit of anything else you're talking about, but I'm telling you that's how I can help you today, and that's what I'm going to do. Thank you, sir. All right, sir, good morning.
Your Honor, the next person on the docket, Wilkerson, Sharon Wilkerson, is medical.
Medical, okay.
She was the last one on the move-ups.
All right.
She's
She also is a status hearing from Lake County. Her bond conditions are to remain the same. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent Ms. Wilkerson here, the Orange County Public Defender here to represent her to coordinate with Lake County. And waive her appearance, yes. Thank you. All right. Are you Mr. Lewis?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, sir, good morning.
Good morning.
This is your arraignment for case number 20MM2986 for the offense of trespass on property other than a structure or a conveyance. You are represented by the public defender. How would he like to proceed, Ms. Haling?
The offer is adjudication of guilt, credit for time served.
All right, thank you. Can he accept the offer if he would like?
Yes, sure.
Okay, Mr. Lewis, the offer from the state is an adjudication of guilt, credit for time served. Would you like to accept that offer?
Yes.
Your Honor, as well, I'm sorry, Your Honor.
All right. You're not going to be able to return to the scene as well. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. Did you read the plea form?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions about any of the rights on the form?
No, not at this time.
All right, sir, are you on probation?
No.
All right, I'm going to accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 36 days in the county jail. You've got credit for 36 days time served. You're not to return to the scene. You will have to pay court costs, which are due by April 27th of 2021.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, sir. Your name?
George Timmons, Your Honor.
Mr. Timmons, you're here in 20MM2264. Your arraignment for the offense of petty theft. You are represented by the public defender. How would he like to proceed, Ms. Haling?
Your Honor, if he wants to the offer today.
Okay. Is it?
Adjudication of guilt, credit for time served, no return to the Walmart.
All right. Mr. Timmons, if you want to resolve your case this morning, it's an adjudication of guilt, 36 days in jail with credit for 36 days, no return to the Walmart. Is that what you'd like to do?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Did you read the plea form?
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
Do you have any questions about any of the rights that you're giving up?
No, ma'am, I don't.
Mr. Timmons, are you on probation?
No, ma'am.
Okay. At this time, I will accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 36 days in jail. You've got credit for 36 days time served. You're not to return to Walmart. You will have to pay court costs, which will be due by August 27th of 2021.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
Child support in Jacksonville, do they come and get me, or I got to hold in Duval still, or?
I don't know. Just a minute, Mr. Timmons. Let me take a look. Do you have a hold?
That I know of.
He does, Your Honor.
Have we seen him on the writ yet?
Right now it's just a hold. He does have a bond with it, $1,500.
I'll be a perm. He probably wasn't on our list because he had a local charge. So now that his local charge is over, I bet you that you'll show up on the list for tomorrow for the out-of-county holds. That's how that has been happening. Mr. Timmons, what county is it? Duval?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Megan, can you give me the case number?
We have it, the case number as C1595169.
It's Duval County?
Yes, Duval.
Okay. So, Mr. Timmons, I'm going to email the contact in Duval County to see if they want to give you a court date and release you on that. I'm assuming you don't have the purge amount?
No, ma'am, I don't. I lost my job because of this virus.
Right. So that's what we've been doing on all of these cases. So probably what would happen is tomorrow, now that your local charge, this Orange County charge is gone,
Yes, ma'am.
it would bring you up on a new docket.
Yes, ma'am.
But what I'm going to do is when I get out of court today, I'll email the contact for Duval County, let them know you're here on the writ and see if they want to let you go and give you a court date.
Okay, so I can handle it here instead of going, because they're not doing no transports, right?
That's right. So likely what will happen is they're going to release you from Orange County
Okay.
and give you a court date to appear in Duval County somewhere down the line.
Okay, I really appreciate it, Your Honor. Thank you very
All
much.
right.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, wait, and Mr. Timmons needs prints. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. You have a blessed day.
You too. Good morning, sir. Your name?
Jose Morales.
Mr. Morales, you are here for a child support writ.
Yes.
At this time, you will be released on your own recognizance. Your next court date is going to be June 2nd at 10:30 a.m. in room 540 here at the Orange County Courthouse downtown on Orange Avenue. You're going to be given a copy of this order when you are released.
Okay.
Just make sure you're back here on the 2nd of June at 10:30 a.m.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, ma'am.
Are you Mr. St. Clair?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. St. Clair, you are also here on a child support writ. Your next court date is June 2nd at 1:30 p.m. in room 540 here at the downtown courthouse on Orange Avenue. You're going to be given a copy of this paperwork when you're released from the jail. Make sure you're back here on the 2nd of June at 1:30. Thank you.
Okay.
Good morning, your name?
Wansley August.
How about Isaiah Allen?
Yeah, Alex. Come here.
Isaiah Allen? I'm looking for Isaiah Allen. This gentleman, I think, is Wansley Augusta. You want to come back to Mr. Allen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And you're Wansley Augusta?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, sir. You are here in 20 CF 5095. You were arrested for attempted home invasion, robbery, battery, domestic violence, and criminal mischief. There's probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Is there a witness there for Mr. Augusti?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Sir, you are not to have any contact with the victim. You are to maintain a separate residence. You're not to possess any weapons or any firearms. Your bond on count 1 is $2,500. Bond on count 2 is $500. Bond on count 3 is $100. Do you have any questions about the no contact order, sir?
No, ma'am.
All right. Thank you. Good morning. Your name?
Isaiah Allen.
Mr. Allen, you are here in case number 20 CF 5129. You were arrested for battery by strangulation, domestic violence. Miss Haling?
The affidavit, the fact that the affidavit doesn't support the charge for battery by strangulation. I spoke with the state. TV.
I agree with both of you. I didn't see any facts that supported the strangulation enhancer. So I do find probable cause for battery, domestic violence. Is there a witness for Mr. Allen?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Allen, you're not to have any contact with the victim. You are to maintain a separate residence. You are not to possess any weapons or any firearms.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, did you say separate residence?
Yes. Does Mr. Oh. Wait. I'm going to set your bond at $1,000, sir. I'm not going to take any action on your out on bond case at this time.
Okay. Ma'am, how does this work about seeing like my child? How does
go about?
So you're going to need to have your lawyer file a motion because the no contact order does pertain to any children. So at this time, you're not allowed to have any contact with your child. You're going to have to, like I said, have your lawyer file a motion to have that modified.
Is he here? I don't.
I've appointed the public defender in this case. I see on your out on bond case, Victor Mead represents you. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am. He told my girlfriend he was gonna show up this morning, so I don't know.
I don't know. He's not here.
Okay.
So you're going to want to get in contact with him, sir.
But I do have a bond.
You do.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Morning.
Good morning. Your name?
Franklin Cepeda.
Mr. Cepeda, you are here in 20 CF 5146. You were arrested for tampering with a witness to hinder communication to law enforcement and battery domestic violence. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Is there a witness for Mr. Cepeda?
No, Your Honor.
Sir, you're not to have any contact with the victim. You are to maintain a separate residence. You're not to possess any weapons or firearms.
Okay.
Does Mr. Cepeda qualify for pretrial?
Yes, he does, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm going to place you on pretrial release, sir. Do you have any questions about the no contact order?
No, not at all. No, just the whole hindrance part. I feel like that is incorrect because she.
So, Mr. Cepeda,
Yes.
I just want to let you know, I'm not saying that what's in the affidavit is true. I'm just telling you what you were arrested for. So that's something you're going to want to talk to your lawyer about, sir.
Okay, sorry. Thank you.
Okay, that's all right. Thank you. Good morning. Your name?
Randrico Davis.
Mr. Davis, you were here in 19 CF 13746. You violated your pretrial release conditions in that matter. Your bond is $5,000. You've got 20 MM 3089. You were arrested for battery domestic violence. There's probable cause, and I will appoint the public defender to represent you in that case. Is there a witness for Mr. Davis?
No, Your Honor.
Sir, you are not to have any contact with the victim. You are to maintain a separate residence. You are not to possess any weapons or firearms. Your bond is $500, sir. Do you have any questions about the no contact order?
No, ma'am, this is my first time with this situation. It's not all what it was made to seem. And I understand, but is it my bond 500 or 5,000? Like, what is it?
It's $5,500. You have two different cases. You have the first case, which was a violation of a condition of pretrial release. You were on pretrial release for possession of cocaine. You violated those conditions of release by not corresponding with your pretrial officer. So your bond in that case is $5,000. Then you have the case you just got arrested for, the battery, and your bond is $500.
May he have a one-time return with law enforcement?
Yes, sir. If you need to go to the house to get your things, you may do so one time with the police.
Yes. Take both.
Good afternoon, sir. Your name?
Antonio Lumpkin.
How about Kevin Morales? Oh, he is.
Come on, bro.
Backwards. Are you Mr. Morales?
Yes, ma'am.
Kevin Morales?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sir, you were arrested in 20 CF 5136 for battery
Yes.
by strangulation, domestic violence. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Is there a witness for Mr. Morales?
No, Your Honor.
Sir, you are not to have any contact with the victim. You are to maintain a separate residence. You may have a one-time return with law enforcement if needed to get your things. You're not to possess any weapons or firearms.
Here.
Does Mr. Morales qualify for pretrial? Yes, he does.
He does, Your Honor.
Sir, I'm going to place you on pretrial release at this time. Do you have any questions about the no contact order?
No. What's pretrial release?
You're not going to have to post any money to get out of the jail as a bond, but you will be supervised by the pretrial program. You'll have to call in and check in with them during the course of your case, sir.
All right, thank you.
Okay? Thank you.
This paper too?
Good afternoon, sir. Your name?
Antonio Lamont Lumpkin.
What is it?
Antonio Lamont Lumpkin.
Lumpkin, Your Honor.
You should have been before Morales.
He was before Morales.
I don't have it. Okay. Just a minute, sir. Thank you. Mr. Lumpkin, here. And I remember the last name. I feel like I remember reading that, but. Thank you. Yeah, I did read this. I don't know where it is. Okay. All right, Mr. Lumpkin, this is 20 CF 5147. You were arrested for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and possession of drug paraphernalia. There's probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Is there a witness for Mr. Lumpkin?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Lumpkin, you are not to have any contact with any of the victims in this case. You are to maintain a separate residence. You are not to possess any weapons or firearms. If you need to return with the police one time, you may do so to the residence to get your things. Do you have any questions about the no contact order?
No, ma'am.
Mr. Lumpkin, you're also not to possess or consume any alcohol or controlled substances without a valid prescription. Does Mr. Lumpkin qualify for pretrial?
He did not, Your Honor.
Bond on count 1 is $1,500. Bond on count 2 is $100. Thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Good afternoon. Your name?
Corey Robinson.
Mr. Robinson, this is 20 CF 5148. You were arrested for battery by strangulation, domestic violence, burglary of an occupied dwelling, battery, and criminal mischief. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Is there a witness for Mr. Robinson?
No, Your Honor.
Sir, you are not to have any contact with the victim. You are to maintain a separate residence. You are not to possess any weapons or firearms. Bond on count 1 is $150. Bond on count 2 is $5,000. Bond on count 3 is $100. Bond on count 4 is $100. Mr. Robinson, do you have any questions about the no contact order?
No, not about the no contact order, but I do have a question about something else.
Okay.
Ma'am, I just wanted to let it be known that this was my first offense, and I don't have a prior record in Florida. So I mean, Bond, I don't even have family here like that for anybody. I was really hoping if I could give her R&R.
He didn't qualify, correct?
No, he did not, Your Honor.
How? That's my
ties.
first offense.
So, Mr. Robinson, it looks like when they came to interview you for pretrial, you refused to provide any emergency contacts
I don't
or
have
any
any.
community ties.
My daughter's mom, the victim in the case, she's my emergency contact everywhere else. I can't use her.
Mr. Robinson, I'm not going to modify the bond at this time. You'll have to have your lawyer file a motion.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Take your paper. Your Honor, Sanders is medical.
Okay.
Okay.
That is
I'll stop. Come on.
20 CF 5111. He was arrested for violating a no contact order. I'm going to appoint the public defender. Miss Haling, do you want to waive his appearance?
Yeah, John.
Okay. There is probable cause. He is not to have any contact with the victim and to abide by the order in 20 CF 4914. Bond is going to be $2,500. I am revoking the bond in 20 CF 4814. That will be set at none. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. How are you?
I'm good. Tell me your name, please.
Noah Tishner.
Mr. Tishner, you're here in 20 CF 5149. You were arrested for battery by strangulation, battery, and tampering with a witness to hinder communication to law enforcement. There's probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender. Is there a witness for Mr. Tishner?
No, Your Honor.
Sir, you are to not have any contact with the victim. You are to maintain a separate residence. You're not to possess any weapons or firearms. You're also not to possess or consume any controlled substances without a valid prescription.
Okay.
Does Mr. Tishner qualify for pretrial?
He was not able to be interviewed, Your Honor. We'd have to talk to him.
All right, I'd like him to be interviewed for pretrial release. And if he does not qualify, bond on count 1 is $500, bond on count 2, $100, bond on count 3, $100.
Time return.
Mr. Tishner, if you need to go back to the property one time with the police to get your things, you may. Do you have any questions about the no contact order?
Just to make sure I can go back and get my things, right, ma'am? Right, Your
One
Honor?
time, and you have to go with the police.
Okay.
So you're going to call the...
No, I could have her mother drop them off then, or a family member.
Well, you can't contact her through a third party if that's what the no contact order indicates. You can't contact her through a third party. So having your mom call or having a friend call is a violation of the order as well. You need to read that very, very carefully. Did you read it?
Yes. Okay. I'm sorry. I won't do that then. I'll abide by
But I'm
that.
asking you if you read the no contact order.
Yes.
Do you have any questions about anything that's in the order?
No.
All right, so you'll call the non-emergency number for the police department,
Yes.
and they'll be able to assist you in getting your belongings.
Okay.
All right?
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Hello.
Good afternoon, your name?
My name is Arnold Almanor. Good afternoon.
Sir, this is 20MM3090. You were arrested for battery domestic violence. There's probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Is there a witness for Mr. Almanor?
No, Your Honor.
Sir, you are not to have any contact with the victim. You are to maintain a separate residence. You are not to possess any weapons or any firearms, sir. Your bond is $500. Do you have any questions about the no contact order?
No, I do not, ma'am.
Okay.
I read the paper fully.
All right. And sir, you do have reporting requirements when you are released from the jail. Do you understand?
Can I please ask what are those?
Pardon me?
Can I please ask what are the reporting requirements?
So it indicates here that you are a sex offender. So there's reporting requirements that you have when you're released from the jail.
And what are those? What are the requirements?
You're not aware of what you're required to do?
Oh, yeah, okay. Because I thought you was going to tell me like what I was supposed to do, but I know I'm supposed
No.
to.
I'm telling you that you need to report when you're released. Do you
Okay.
understand?
Yeah, I know, to the sheriff's office, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Oh, yes. Sir, if you need, Mr. Almanor, if you need to go back to the house one time to get your things, you can do that with the police.
Okay, ma'am.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Ma'am, good morning or good afternoon. Your name?
Deja Burks.
Ms. Burks, this is 20MM 3095. You were arrested for battery domestic violence.
Yes.
There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Is there a witness for Ms. Burks?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Ma'am, please tell me your name.
Teresa Hunter.
All right. Ms. Hunter, please raise your right hand to be sworn in by the clerk.
Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give should be the truth, the whole truth to help you God?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Ms. Hunter, do you want to have contact with Ms. Burks?
Yes. Can I say something right quick? I am her mother, and yesterday it was a lot of emotions. This is really out of her character, and it was not as bad as it seemed. She also yesterday let me know she had been molested, and I think that's where all her emotions had came from yesterday, because out of 25 years, she's very timid. I've never seen her act the way that she acted yesterday. So that's pretty much what I wanted to say. I think she should just be able to walk away and let us resolve, what she's going through. Let me figure it out, because yesterday.
Understand, ma'am. Ms. Hunter, the state attorney's office will contact you as the listed victim in the case, and you'll be able to express your wishes and how you'd like the case to be handled.
Okay.
I don't have the ability to address those kinds of things today.
Okay.
But what I can do, Ms. Burks, is order that you are not to have any hostile contact with your mom. Do you understand what that means?
No.
Okay. So it means that you can't argue with her, you can't fight with her, you can't act disrespectful toward her in any way.
Okay.
You're also not to possess any weapons or firearms. I am going to release you on your own recognizance at this time. You need to contact your lawyer within 24 hours of your release from the jail, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Any questions, Ms. Hunter?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, sir. Your name?
Arthur Costin. Good afternoon.
Mr. Costin, this is 20MM 3099. You were arrested for battery domestic violence. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Is there a witness for Mr. Costin?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Costin, you are not to have any contact with the victim. You're to maintain a separate residence. You can have a one-time return with the police if you need to get your things. You are not to possess any weapons or firearms. I am going to place you on pretrial release at this time. Do you have any questions about the no contact order, sir?
I just to go home and get a couple things. When I am released, how do I contact, or what do I do?
You need to call the non-emergency number of the police department in the jurisdiction where you live, and they'll be able to assist you with that.
Okay, could it happen today or tomorrow? Could I have?
Whenever you're released, you'll just need to call the police, and they'll be able to instruct you, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Sorry.
You're welcome.
Take it. You good?
Ma'am, good afternoon. Your name?
Giselle Gutierrez. Good morning.
Miss Gutierrez, you're here in 20MM 3098. You were arrested for battery domestic violence. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Is there a witness for Miss Gutierrez?
No, Your Honor.
Ma'am, you are not to have any contact with the victim. You are to maintain a separate residence. You are not to possess any weapons or any firearms. And Ms. Gutierrez qualifies for pretrial?
Yes, she does.
Ms. Gutierrez, I'm going to place you on pretrial release at this time. And do you have any questions about the no contact order?
Your Honor, my sister is coming to pick me up, and I would like to pick up some of my personal belongings.
Yes, ma'am. You can return to the house one time with the police to get your things.
Yes, ma'am. And Your Honor, am I out on bond?
You're on pretrial release, so you won't have to pay a bond to get out of the jail. You'll have to check in with the pretrial release officer throughout your case until it has been resolved in court, and also abide by the other conditions that I imposed.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Your Honor, Terrence McCree, medical.
Right, that's 20 MM 3091. Ms. Hanley, I'm going to appoint your office to represent him. Did you want to waive his appearance? All right. He was arrested for battery, domestic violence. There is probable cause. Is there a witness for Mr. McCree?
No, Your Honor.
He's not to have any contact with the victim. He is to maintain a separate residence. He's not to possess any weapons or firearms. And bond is $1,000. Yes. Do you have Mr. Willis? I'm so sorry. I'm gonna see if can we bring up Mr. Richard Lewis? He's on the add-on docket. No, we haven't. It's an out of county. It's a Volusia County plea. No, this is Mr. Jordy. Lewis. Richard Lewis.
Third on the add-on docket.
Yeah. Stacey, I'm sorry. I should have done your case earlier.
Exactly the same thing.
Okay. All right. It just dawned on me as I was going through all the domestic violence cases. You're still patiently waiting. But we can continue to go on with the docket if we could just bring up Mr. Lewis, though. Thank you. Tell me your name, sir.
Marcus Acevedo.
Mr. Acevedo, you were here in 20 CF 5110. You were arrested for possession of ecstasy. There's probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Can we resolve Mr. Acevedo's out on bond today? Sure.
I just didn't pull his case. So.
That's all right.
We don't have that one in our system yet.
Really?
2020 CT 102.
Yeah, it's from January.
It's not in our system. I know, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, it's on here?
It's not, you know. Haven't rained on it?
You need anything?
I can pull up a clerk site. But usually we don't open up traffic until he goes arraignment. So
I see.
It's never been arraigned.
Okay. He was arraigned back in February. Status is set for. So Mr. Acevedo, it looks like you were working on getting a valid driver's license.
Correct.
Have you been able to do that?
I'm sorry?
Have you been able to do that?
I have one more ticket that I have to pay before I'm able to do that, but with the whole coronavirus and everything, it's something that I would have to go down to the courthouse in order to complete.
Got it. All right. So at this time, I'm just not going to take any action on that case today, sir. And your bond is $500 in the new case. Thank you. This is Mr. Lewis?
Yes, ma'am. Richard Lewis.
Oh, great. Okay. This is an out-of-county case from Volusia County. Salter, this is Mr. Lewis.
Yes, ma'am.
And it's your understanding that the agreement is revoke and terminate probation 180 days Orange County Jail with a stipulated 152 days credit as of, it's like Friday, 4/22, 1 year to pay costs and restitution back to the clerk. Is that the full agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
That's your understanding as well, Mr. Lewis?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So what's today? 27th? Okay. 157? Okay. And so, Mr. Lewis, you are admitting that you violated your probation?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. At this time, I'm going to revoke and terminate your probation, sentence you to 180 days in the Orange County Jail. You've got credit for 157 days time served. You'll have 1 year to pay court costs and restitution back to the clerk. What about, and then, there would be no court costs. Whatever costs were left on the case, you'd be responsible for paying. So when you are released from the Orange County Jail, sir, I would follow up with the Volusia County Clerk of Court to see what outstanding fees and costs may be still attached to your case.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Anything else?
No, Your Honor, he does have one other case in Orange County.
Oh.
And we were trying to resolve it today.
What's the case number?
It was a withhold court cost, was the offer by the state, but I was asked by my division to wait a day or two until I could come over.
Just give me the case number. Do you have the other case number?
It would have to be set in front of me anyway.
I do have my case number.
Same case number?
Yeah, I don't.
Okay, I'm sorry.
The 2019 MM10300.
Yes.
In this case, the resisting officer without violence.
Yes.
Do you have an email from them saying the offer was a withhold?
I have the email, but I spoke with her via email last night. Thank you, I appreciate it. Send it.
His name is Kennedy.
Denise, can we generate an order on that case?
2019 MM10300AO. Richard Damon Lewis. I have a resisting an officer without violence. Your Honor, there's cost investigation, or Madam Clerk, of $139.86. I'll be the agency, I'm sorry. OPD. So adjudication.
That's fine.
I need to bring it back tomorrow. I'm sorry? We don't. I would assume he's not.
Correct.
Thank you.
I have the email.
Oh, I could have looked that up. Mrs. Lewis. I have just date booked December 25th, 2019. Okay, well, he made it. Okay. It may have been some just time.
You say 126?
120.
Yeah. He'll get the 126 credit. So, Mr. Lewis, you had a chance to read the plea form before court this morning?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And you don't have any questions about any of the rights on the plea form?
No, ma'am.
All right. We just took care of your probation case, so we're good there. And it's an adjudication or withhold?
I believe it was an adjudication.
An adjudication. Okay. I don't know where I heard withhold.
I was informed that for my the case here in Orlando that the plea was withhold and court costs.
We're both pleas.
Okay.
Yesterday, and he's referring to the withhold clause on the
Other.
Right. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
That's okay.
Withhold and orange.
I thought so, that's what I thought I heard. Okay. That's okay. So, Mr. Lewis, at this time, I'm going to accept your plea. And what is the case number?
2019 MM 10300.
I'm going to accept your plea in that case, withhold adjudication, sentence you to 126 days in the Orange County Jail. You've got credit for 126 days time served. You will have to pay court costs, including the cost of investigation, to the Orlando Police Department in the amount of $139.86. You also have, those will be due by April 27th of 2021. You have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry, again, I'm sorry.
126.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Lewis.
Thank you.
Ms. Felcher, it was very good to see you. Of course. In the future, you can also ask me to remind me if you want to. Okay. Good. Okay. Change of scenery, right? All right, sir. Good afternoon. Tell me your name, please.
Hello, my name is Jarvis Lamar Akins.
Mr. Akins, you're here in 20 CF 5117. You were arrested for possession of methamphetamine. There's probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond is $1,000, sir. Thank you.
Your Honor, the next person on the docket, Alvarado, bonded.
Okay. Mr. Alvarado bonded.
And the person after Alvarado is Armstrong, medical.
All right. That's 20 CF 5126. Ms. Haling, do you want to waive her appearance? Okay. She was arrested for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. There's probable cause. I have appointed the public defender. She is not to have any contact with the victim or possess any weapons or firearms. Bond is $2,500. Good afternoon, sir. Your name?
Ernest Baptiste.
Mr. Baptiste, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, sir. This is 20 CF 5150. You were arrested for driving while license suspended, third or subsequent offense.
No, I got
There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance at this time, sir. You need to contact your lawyer within 24 hours of your release and appear at all court dates.
Yeah, can I ask a question?
Sure.
I have a license on Louisiana.
Well, listen, I'm going to stop you there. You need to talk to your lawyer about that. If you have a defense to the crime, you'll have to talk to your lawyer, so I can't help you with that today.
Your Honor, next on the list is Blackman Bond.
Blackman bonded. All right. Mr. Burton? Mr. Burton, this is 20 CF 4625. You were arrested for robbery with a firearm. This was pursuant to a probable cause warrant. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond is $10,000, sir. You're not to have any contact with the victim. You are not to possess any weapons or firearms.
Do you have two cases, Mr. Burton?
Yes, ma'am.
I do not have two cases.
Self-delivered. 20 CF 5096.
Oh, I see. Oh, yes, okay. So that's that one. And then he has 20 CF 5096. You were arrested for possession of heroin with intent to sell. 3 counts. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender on all your cases, sir. Bond on count 1 will be $5,000. Bond on count 2, $150. Bond on count 3, $150. I am going to be revoking the bond in 20 CF 4238. That's going to be set at none. Thank you, sir.
You revoked the bond, but can I reset the bond? Can you reset the bond where I can bond out, or is this revoked?
Not today, sir. You'll have to have your lawyer file a motion in that matter. Thank you.
So if I can't get out.
Your Honor, next on the list is Comfort Elizabeth Bond.
Elizabeth Compress,
Yes, she bonded.
bonded. Mr. Davis?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Davis, you're here in 20 CF 5099. You were arrested for possession of cocaine, possession of cannabis greater than 20 grams, possession of cannabis with intent to sell or deliver, and possession of drug paraphernalia. There's probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. I am going to place you on pretrial release. You're not to possess or consume any controlled substances without a valid prescription, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
case that we just talked about.
Okay. Ma'am, good morning or good afternoon. Your name?
Ashley DeLauder.
Mr. Lauder, this is 20 CF 5114. You were arrested for possession of methamphetamine and possession of drug paraphernalia. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Can we resolve 20 MM 2810?
One moment, Your Honor. 0.
Oh, yeah. I'll just need the. Okay. Yeah. And strip it up. It's already revoked. The release is revoked anyway.
Adjudication, credit for time served.
Mr. Lauder, do you want to resolve your possession of drug paraphernalia case that you're out on bond for?
Sure.
It's an adjudication of guilt and credit for time served.
Okay.
Did you read the plea form before court?
Yeah.
Do you have any questions about any of the rights on the plea form?
No.
Ma'am, do we know how many days Mr. Lauder has? Ready? Okay. Mr. Lauder, I'm going to accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 35 days in jail. You've got credit for 35 days time served.
Okay.
You'll have to pay court costs, which will be due by April 27th of 2021. And in 20 CF 5114, I'm going to release you on your own recognizance, ma'am. You need to contact your lawyer within 24 hours of your release and appear at all court dates.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Good afternoon, sir. Your name?
Brandon Duffy.
Mr. Duffy, this is 19 CF 11000. You failed to appear for court back in November of 2019. Bond on count 1 is $5,000. Bond on count 2 is $500. Is there an offer for Mr. Duffy on 18MM 5615? I know information was filed. I think when I looked at it, it looked like it had kind of fallen off the docket.
One moment, Your Honor.
Sure.
Adjudication, guilt, credit for time served, no return to Miss Riley's porch.
Mr. Duffy, do you want to resolve your out on bond case that you have today?
I mean, yeah, if I don't
You
be,
have-
I don't want to be a convicted felon.
What?
I don't want to be a convicted felon.
No, not your felony matter, sir. This is a trespass in an occupied structure from 2018 that you still have pending. Do you want to go ahead and take a plea to that case?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, sure.
Okay. So, did you read the plea form?
I understand what it means.
Did you have a chance to look at it before court this morning?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions about anything on the form?
No, ma'am.
Mr. Duffy, are you on probation?
No, ma'am.
All right, I'm going to accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty. How many days does he have on that?
We're checking that.
Oh, okay. Mr. Duffy, I'm going to accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty. You're going to have to pay court costs in this case. Those are going to be due by April 27th of 2021. You're not to return to the scene, which was Miss who?
Riley.
Miss Riley's porch.
Yes, ma'am.
First 1 second, Your Honor.
Do you know where that is?
Yes.
Okay.
I have a 1515 in.
Okay. That's 1515 Indiana Street, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Excuse me, Your Honor.
Sir?
What about the case that I'm on bond for? The failure to appear.
That case, you have a $5,500 bond.
So we're not resolving that today?
No, sir.
You know I go to court again for it?
I do not. You're going to need to get in contact with your lawyer about that, sir.
Okay.
All right. And then it was sentenced him to 31 days with credit for 31 days time served. All right, Mr. Duffy, you're all set. Thank you.
All right.
Good afternoon, sir. Your name?
David Henry.
All right. How about Mr. Ellaby?
He bonded, Your Honor.
Mr. Ellaby bonded. Okay. You're Mr. Henry?
Yes.
Mr. Henry, you're here in 20 CF 5115. You were arrested for possession of methamphetamine. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Sir, you're not to possess or consume any controlled substances without a valid prescription.
No, ma'am.
All right. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance at this time. You're to contact your lawyer within 24 hours of your release from the jail, and you're to appear at all court dates. I'm not going to revoke your out on bond case. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Sir, good afternoon. Your name?
Daniel Jonathan, ma'am.
Ma'am, or sir, you're here in 20 CF 5116. You were arrested for possession of methamphetamine and possession of drug paraphernalia. There's probable cause. I'm appointing the public defender to represent you. I am going to release you on your own recognizance at this time. You are not to possess or consume any controlled substances without a valid prescription. You are to contact your lawyer within 24 hours of your release from the jail and attend all court dates. And I'm not going to revoke your release status on your out on bond case.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. I did PTR 4, but yeah, I wanted to qualify for PTR first, then the bond.
Thank you.
Your name, sir?
Elias Martinez.
Mr. Martinez, this is 20 CF 5119. You were arrested for possession of a controlled substance and petty theft. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You are not to return to Walmart. I am going to release you on your own recognizance at this time, sir. You're to contact your lawyer within 24 hours of your release and appear at all court dates, and I'm not going to revoke your out on bond case.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
There was no return as well, Your Honor.
Yes, no return to Walmart. Good afternoon, ma'am. Your name?
Sharon Newton.
All right. How about Mr. Mojica Torres?
He bonded, Your Honor.
Bonded. And you're Miss Newton?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, this is 20 CF 5137. You were arrested for possession of olazapram, possession of fentanyl, possession of oxycodone, and possession of cocaine. There is probable cause. I am going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You are not to possess or consume any controlled substances without a valid prescription. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance at this time. You need to contact your lawyer within 24 hours of your release from the jail and appear at all court dates.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Step out. Take a seat.
Good afternoon, sir. Your name?
Amy.
Your whole name.
Amy Ungo.
Sir, you're here in two cases. I will appoint the public defender to represent you in both. You have 20 CT 2706 and 20 CF 5123. You were arrested for not having the proper motor vehicle registration and possession of methamphetamine, possession of cannabis less than 20 grams, and possession of drug paraphernalia. At this time, sir, I am going to release you on your own recognizance. You are not to possess or consume any controlled substances without a valid prescription, and you must contact your lawyer within 24 hours of your release and appear at all court dates. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, sir. Your name?
Yes, it's Matthew Purley.
Mr. Purley, this is 19 CF 12813. You failed to appear for case management conference in February of this year. At this time, your bond is set at none, sir. I have contacted Judge White, who's the presiding judge, who's indicated that your lawyer will have to file a bond motion in Division 17. And I'm not going to take any action on your out on bond case. Thank you, sir. Good afternoon. Your name?
Carlos Reed.
Mr. Reed, you are here in case number 20 CF 5102. You were arrested for fleeing and eluding. There is probable cause. You also have 20 CT 2707. You were arrested for driving while license suspended, for which there is also probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender in both cases to represent you. I'm going to place you on pretrial release at this time, sir. Thank you. Good afternoon. Your name?
Madoche Saint Armand.
Sir, this is 20 CF 5130. You were arrested for shooting or throwing a missile into a dwelling or structure and child abuse. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. You are not to return to the scene. You're not to have any contact with any of the victims or witnesses. You're not to possess any weapons. Bond on count 1 is going to be $1,000. Bond on count 2 is $150. Thank you, sir.
Yes, Your Honor.
Hello.
Hello, good afternoon. Tell me your name.
Eric Sebastian Torres.
Mr. Torres, this is 20 CF 5155. You were arrested for carrying a concealed weapon, possession of a weapon in the commission of a crime, possession of a controlled substance, and possession of marijuana with intent to deliver. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Does Mr. Torres qualify for pretrial?
He could qualify, Your Honor, yes.
All right. Sir, I'm going to place you on pretrial release. You are not to possess or consume any controlled substances without a valid prescription, and you're not to possess any weapons or firearms.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Your Honor, Torres Resto Bond.
All right. I don't know. Tell me the name again, please.
Torres Resto.
He was a Spanish interpreter, Your Honor. We are.
Okay, I think we already did that one. So Spanish. Okay. You, Mr. Walker.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Walker, you have two cases. I will appoint the public defender to represent you in both today. You were arrested for possession of methamphetamine and possession of drug paraphernalia. There is probable cause. You also have driving while license suspended, for which there's also probable cause. At this time, I will release you on your own recognizance. You are not to possess or consume any controlled substances without a valid prescription. You are not to drive without a valid driver's license. You are to contact your lawyer within 24 hours of your release from the jail and appear at all court dates, sir. Thank you.
What's that mean?
Ma'am, good morning. Your name?
Good morning, Gail Wessel.
Ms. Wessel, you were here in 20 CF 5128. You were arrested for criminal mischief greater than $1,000. There is probable cause for that offense, ma'am. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You are not to return to Leakiola Park. Is there offers for the out on bond cases? They're both, I looked them up this morning. Their information's been filed on both, and they're both trespasses at the airport.
Yeah, sleeping. Sorry.
One moment, Your Honor.
Just give me one moment, Ms. Wessel, okay?
There's no cost of investigation.
Sure.
In 2020 MM 1645, I'll do adjudication give credit for time served. I do not see any cost of risk of investigation. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not correct. In that case, the cost of investigation is $234.60 to the Orlando Police Department.
On 1645.
1645, yes. $234.60. And then let me look at the other case.
Ma'am, did you want to enter a plea on both of your out on bond cases today?
Do not consent, you mean? Or, I'm sorry?
What?
What kind of plea could I enter?
I'm gonna change it to a withhold because I see no priors.
Okay. On the first one only?
It'll be on both.
On both, okay. So ma'am, it would be a withhold of adjudication. So it's not a formal conviction on each case. You would be sentenced to time served. You'd have to pay the cost of investigation and court costs and not return to the airport.
Okay, no, I don't return to the airport. Is there a way I can go today so I can make money to pay back the fees that I owe?
Yes.
ROR or pretrial release or something where I can get back to work?
Yes, ma'am, but I'm just trying to figure out if you want to resolve your cases, these two cases or not. I'm going to release you on the other case, but do you want to plea to the two trespasses?
Would I say, what are the choices? Guilty, non-guilty, or do not consent?
Well, if you pled not guilty, you would have a trial on another day. So your two choices are no contest or guilty, which are essentially the same thing.
Right. Well, I definitely would say no contest on both of them, which is what I plead.
Sure, that's fine.
Both
That's
times
fine.
I did play. Yeah, I will pay the fees, and I have no problem. And yeah, same with this third one. I have no problem with that. I'd like to do that.
Well, I can't resolve the third one today. You'll have to do
Right.
that on another day because it's a felony.
Right, and that I would definitely pay back and help out the park as well. Would I be able to be pretrial release or ROR for?
Yes, ma'am, but I need to take care of the two out on bond cases first.
Okay.
Okay.
Cost of investigation.
How do we
The
do that?
2020 MM 1216 case is $232.50 to the Orlando Police Department.
All right. Ms. Wessel, did you have a chance to look at the plea form this morning?
Yes. Well,
Okay.
actually, what the charges were for what I'm in now, you mean? Oh, no, I have not seen this. This is the
All
first.
right, well, go ahead and review it for me, please.
Okay. It's kind of hard. My glasses were left in my purse, but could you read it? Okay, I'll try to squint. Okay. Yeah, it's hard. It's on yellow paper too. Okay, so what am I looking for exactly?
Ms. Wessel, if you enter a plea today to both of these charges, you're going to give your right to have a trial, right? You're going to give up your right to make the state of Florida prove that you trespass at the airport. Do you understand?
Right. But I
Okay.
did say, I am saying no contest because yes.
Right. You're basically saying, I think that I'm not saying I did do it. I'm not saying I didn't do it, but the state could probably prove it.
Oh, yeah, of
Right?
course. Yeah, of
Okay.
course.
All right.
So I'm fine with that plea. Would that work? So then
Yes,
there
so
will
on both-
be a trial in the future, correct?
There will not be.
Okay, there'll be fines to pay.
Correct.
Okay, and maybe community service or I'm not sure.
No, ma'am. It's a withhold of adjudication, credit for time served, and costs.
Okay,
Okay. So in each case, I'm going to withhold adjudication.
so there'll be no court cases for those two?
No, there
Just the, okay, got it.
Just the criminal mischief case you have left.
Okay, and that I do need to have a court case, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
All right. And in each case, I'm going to sentence you to credit for time served. And in 1216, you will have to pay cost of investigation of $232.50 to the Orlando Police Department, including court costs. And in 1645, you will have to pay $234.60 to the Orlando Police Department. Ma'am, all of these court costs are going to be due by April 27th of 2021.
Okay, will I get that in writing?
Yes, you will. You will get it with your paperwork when you leave the jail. And I'm going to release you on your own recognizance in 20 CF 5128. You're not to return to the park, as I stated, and you're to contact your lawyer within 24 hours of your release, ma'am.
Okay, so today I get to go on my own recognizance.
Yes.
Okay, and then I will definitely work at paying back all the fees, and I would never do that again.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
All right.
God bless you. Thank you.
You too, ma'am. Sir, good afternoon. Tell me your name, please.
James Allen White.
Mr. White, you're here in 20 CF 4753. You were arrested for second-degree murder, abuse of a dead human body, and tampering with physical evidence. This was all pursuant to a probable cause warrant. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. State, did you want to be heard with respect to bond?
Your Honor, based on the affidavit, we would submit that as the reason why the defendant should continue to be held at no bond. No objections to the subsidiary counts on counts 2 and 3.
Ms. Haling?
To the court.
All right, and the court has reviewed the probable cause affidavit, the sworn affidavit, and the information contained within that warrant does substantiate that there is proof evident or presumption great. So the state has met their burden at this time, Mr. White. You will need to have your lawyer file a bond motion in Division 10 to see if the judge would be willing to exercise discretion and set a bond for you as to count 1. You are not to have any contact with the victim's family members or any of the witnesses in this case. Count 2, bond is $5,000. Count 3, bond is $5,000. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Good afternoon, sir. Your name?
Anthony Wilson.
Mr. Wilson, you're here in 20 CF 5124. You were arrested for grand theft of a motor vehicle and resisting officer without violence. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Bond on count 1 is 100. Bond on count 2 is 500. I'm revoking all the bonds. On the out on bond cases, those will be set at none, sir. Thank you.
You're revoking the bonds?
I am. Thank you. Good afternoon, ma'am. Your name?
Marilyn Firstel.
Ms. Firstel, this is 20 MM 3096. You were arrested for resisting officer without violence and possession of drug paraphernalia.
Yes, ma'am.
There's probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender. Ms. Firstel, did you want to enter a plea today? Yes?
Yes, ma'am. No contest?
Okay. Is there an offer for Ms. Firstel?
You go for time served.
All right. Ms. Firstel, did you read the plea form?
Did I read one?
Yes, ma'am.
No, I don't even have glasses. They broke my glasses and the officer beat me up really bad. But I'm here for resisting, really bad. my knees, my arms, it's horrible what he did to me. But horrible.
I'm sorry, ma'am. Ms. Fursel, you understand that if you enter this plea today, you're not going to have a trial on these charges.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so you'll be giving up any right that you have to prevent any defenses to the charge.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and knowing that, you still want to proceed.
One more time, excuse me.
I said, and knowing that you're going to give up your right to have a trial on these charges and make the state of Florida prove that you committed the offense, you want to proceed with the plea.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I will accept your plea. I will adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in jail. You've got credit for 2 days time served. You'll have to pay court costs, which will be due by April 27th of 2021. And I'm not going to revoke your bond on your out on bond case, ma'am.
Thank you so much. I gotta go
Thank
to the
you.
doctor. I gotta go somewhere.
Step out.
Good afternoon, sir. Your name?
Leno Jean.
Mr. Jean, this is 20MM 378. You were arrested for trespassing. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Is there an offer for Mr. Jean? Got it. Okay. Mr. Jean, you're not to return to the 7-Eleven.
Yes.
You are not to possess or consume any controlled substances without a valid prescription. You are to contact your lawyer within 24 hours of your release from the jail. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance at this time, and I'm not going to take any action on the out on bond cases.
So am I released?
Yes, sir.
Okay, step out.
Good afternoon, sir. Your name?
Lavoy, ma'am.
Mr. Lavoy, this is 20MM 3088. You were arrested for resisting officer without violence. There is probable cause. I am going to appoint the public defender to represent you.
I have a lawyer as well, ma'am.
You're not to return to the Homewood Suites. Your bond is $500. You also have an out-of-county violation of probation. At this time, I find probable cause for the violation of probation. Your bond is $1,500, sir. Thank you.
And he had an out on bond added, Your Honor.
I'm back.
I don't have that.
It's for a 2020 CF 002542AO.
All right, thank you. Just 1 second.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, I'm not going to take any action on that case at this time. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
afternoon, sir. Your name?
Corey White.
Mr. White, you were here in 20 MM 3094. You were arrested for trespassing. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you.
Faith concern is that he was just trespassed and he went right back to the same.
I feel like I did that initial appearance. I remember the jury in. Mr. White,
Yes, ma'am.
we just met last week. What's not clear about you're not being able to return to the jury in?
I don't know.
Is there something that I'm saying that you don't understand?
I don't even know what charge I'm here for.
Mr. White, you were arrested for trespassing because you went back to the jury inn. Do you know where that is?
Yes.
Okay. You're not allowed to be there.
Okay.
Is that unclear?
I know now the other one was a warning.
No.
No. This
You now have two cases for being trespassed from that hotel. There's no warning anymore. You've been trespassed. You cannot go there.
I didn't know that they pressed charges on me.
Yes, they have.
Okay.
So every time you go there, you're going to be arrested. If you go there and are arrested again, you're going to be staying at the jail.
I stayed at the jail last night.
I know you did, but you'll be staying for multiple days if you go back to the jury inn.
Okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Mr. White, I really do hope I don't see you again. I'm releasing Mr. White on his own recognizance he's not to return to the jury in, and I'm not going to take any action. Thank you, Mr. White. All right. Good afternoon, sir. Tell me your name, please.
Yes, ma'am. Jamie Ruiz.
Mr. Ruiz, you are here for an out-of-county warrant out of Seminole County for failing to appear related to a driving while license suspended. Your bond, sir, is set at $95.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to appoint the Orange County Public Defender to represent you in the event that you are unable to post that bond so they can help you coordinate with Seminole County. All right, thank you, sir. Good afternoon, your name?
Dayron Aguilera.
Sir, you were arrested in 20 CF 5086 for aggravated assault, 2 counts. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. There's probable cause. You are not to return to the Walmart. You're not to possess any weapons. Your bond on count 1 is $2,500. Your bond on count 2 is $150. Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, your name?
Jean Antoine.
Sir, you are here in 20 MM 3081. You were arrested for trespass on property after warning.
Yes, ma'am.
There is
ma'am.
probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender. Where's an offer for Mr. Anton? Sure. He came in on the 25th.
Adjudication credit for time served, no return to the Osceola, the Post Parkside Apartments.
Can I get credit time served?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, you're welcome. Mr. Anton, are you on probation?
No, ma'am.
All right, so
No,
I'm going
Judge.
to accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 3 days in the county jail. You've got credit for 3 days time served. You're not to return to the Post Parkside Apartments.
Thank you.
You will have to pay court costs. Those are due by April 27th of 2021, sir. Thank you.
God bless you, Miss Ma'am.
Good afternoon, your name?
Terrell Martin.
Mr. Martin, you're here in case number 20 CF 5103. You were arrested for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, domestic violence, and criminal mischief. There's probable cause, sir. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Is there a witness for Mr. Martin?
No, Your Honor.
Sir, you are not to have any contact with the victim. You are to maintain a separate residence. You are not to possess any weapons or firearms. If you need to return to the property one time with the police to get your things, you may.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions about the no contact order?
No, ma'am.
Bond on count 1 is $2,500. Bond on count 2 is $100.
He never received money, Your Honor, because we didn't know he was a domestic case.
Do what?
He didn't receive any information on the no contact, a copy of it.
Oh, okay. Take your time, sir.
This is my password, correct? Okay.
He's finishing.
Sir, did you have any questions about the order?
No, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
The bond thing, I didn't hear that part.
No, she already.
What's the bond?
Do you have a bond, Your Honor?
He does.
Did I say? Was it? I can't remember. Was it
Yeah.
1,500, 100? 2,500 and 100.
Nelson.
Good afternoon, your name, sir?
Charles Nelson.
Mr. Nelson, you're here in 20 CF 5065. You were arrested for loitering or prowling, possession of burglary tools, possession of methamphetamine, and trespass on property other than a structure or a conveyance. There is probable cause. I will appoint the public defender to represent you, sir. You are not to return to Luminar Technologies. You're not to possess any weapons. Your bond on count 1 is 100, bond on count 2, 150, bond on count 3, 1,000, bond on count 4, 100. Thank you.
Excuse me, ma'am. Can I be turned out on pre-trial release on these, please?
I don't think that you qualify.
I don't have any failure to appears in my record, and I've always gone to court. You know, ma'am. I have a wife at home that's pregnant, and I got 2 children at home. I do need to be home. Is there any way I could be put out on pretrial release?
He doesn't qualify for pretrial, is that right, Megan?
No, he doesn't, Your Honor.
At this time, sir, you'll have to have your lawyer file a bond motion.
Yes.
Thank you.
Hello.
Good afternoon, Mr. Staggert. How are you today?
I'm all right. I got arrested for panhandling.
I see that.
And it was the same officer that, I've been doing it for quite some time. But,
Well, that's the problem, Mr. Staggert. That's against the law. So when they see you doing that, they're going to arrest you.
I know.
Right?
Well, see, that's the only one officer that actually gives me a hard time.
Well, he's doing his job because you're not allowed to panhandle.
Yes,
all right?
ma'am. Yeah.
Did you want to resolve these cases today?
Yeah, well, I guess I could, huh?
Okay. So you've got 2 cases. You've got 20 CO 297 and 20 CO 354.
Okay.
Mr. Stagger, do you want to plead to both of those?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Oh, it's on the 20 CO 297?
147.
No, just 20 CO 297. All right, Mr. Staggert, I'm going to accept your plea on both cases, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to time served in each case, order that you pay court costs, sir. Those will all be due by April 21st of 2021.
Okay.
All right?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're on the next on the list is Darren Jackson, hospital.
All right. I'm going to appoint your office, Ms. Fowler, to represent him. Do you want to waive his appearance?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So he is here on a violation of probation in 18 CF 2452. His bond is set at none, and that's a Division 15 case. He also has 20 CF 117. I'm going to revoke the bond in that case. That'll be set at none. Mr. Robinson?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Robinson, you are here on a violation of probation case. It is alleged that you moved without getting permission from your probation officer, that you failed to carry out the instructions given to you, and that you were not readmitted or returned to the transition house, and you did not complete the residential program. At this time, sir, your bond is set at none. I will appoint the public defender to represent you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, your name?
Scott Richard Brenner, ma'am.
Mr. Brenner, this is 20 MO 526. You were arrested for open container. There's probable cause. I will appoint the public defender. Mr. Brenner, did you want to enter a plea to this case?
Yes, I'd like to take care of it right now.
Okay. I'm served state. Okay. Mr. Brenner, did you look at the plea form this morning before court?
I looked at it. Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions about any of the rights on the form?
No, ma'am.
Are you on probation?
No, ma'am.
All right, so I'm going to accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 1 day in the county jail. You've got credit for 1 day time served. You're not to return to the 7-Eleven.
Yes, ma'am.
You'll have to pay court costs, which will be due by April 27th of 2021.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, ma'am. Your name?
Ashley Weaver.
Miss Weaver, this is a status hearing out of Lee County. At this time, ma'am, your bond is to remain at none. I am going to appoint the Orange County Public Defender to assist you in coordinating with Lee County on this matter.
So this is like, I have no idea why I'm here. This is for
Okay, so
Lee County.
You have a Lee County hold,
Right.
That's why you're here in Orange County, right? So normally they would come and pick you up, but because of the COVID virus, they're not transporting inmates. So at this time, you're to remain in Orange County at no bond on the Lee County warrant.
Right, but don't I have to fix or handle my case up here first?
I would think that you did. I would imagine then that your lawyer must have contacted my office and wanted Lee County to be notified, but at this time, they do want your bond to remain at none.
Okay.
Thank you. Good afternoon, sir. Your name?
Larry Wilcox.
All right, Mr. Wilcox, this is also a status hearing out of Lake County. At this time, sir, your bond is to remain, your bond conditions are to remain the same. I'm going to appoint the Orange County Public Defender's Office to assist you in coordinating with Lake County.
It's Marion County.
I'm sorry, sir. You're correct. It is Marion County.
So do I have a bond in Marion County?
No, sir, you do not. That's why I've appointed the Orange County Public Defender to assist you with this case.
That's what they was working on, giving me a bond.
Right. So Marion County was contacted, and the presiding judge or the issuing judge of the warrant did not want to change the bond amount. So at this time, I've appointed you a lawyer to help you with this case.
What was the bond amount?
The original bond none. Megan, can you tell me what the bond condition is?
1 second, Your Honor.
Thank you.
It came in at none, Your Honor.
So it's still at none, sir.
I had a question for you.
Okay.
Since I can't bond out, how long do they have until they come get me? Since they issued the warrant.
Right. So that's what's tricky about right now. So normally you would have 3 days to come and get you, but they're not transporting the inmates between the jails right now because of the COVID virus. So that is why I've appointed an Orange County Public Defender to help you with this case so they can contact Marion County on your behalf to see if they can get you a bond hearing or maybe work out some sort of plea deal.
So my attorney that I had, my PD that I had was clerger. And
Okay.
this is what he told me was if they don't give you a bond, they have to release you, or if they give you a bond, they have to release you because no transport, and it was past the 10-day notice.
Well, that is not factually correct information.
So how long between the time that they give me the warrant to the time that I go to court? What's the time limit? I thought it was 10 to 15 days.
There's no set time. So you're going to have to talk to your lawyer. The Orange County Public Defender is going to assist you, sir.
Okay, so when do I go back to court? When do I come back?
I don't know. Thank you. Good afternoon. Your name?
Joshua Willis here. Joshua Willis.
Yes, Mr. Willis, you are here for an out-of-county case for Seminole County. It's my understanding at this time you are going to be entering a plea.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it your understanding that you're pleading to count one, operating a motor vehicle with a suspended driver's license, and in that count, it's adjudication of guilt, credit for time served, and court costs. Count 2 is no motor vehicle registration, which is also an adjudication of guilt, credit for time served, and court costs.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And Mr. Willis, did you review the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions about any of the rights on the form?
Yes, ma'am.
What are your questions?
Do I go home today?
So that's not on the plea form. Did you read the plea form, and do you have any questions about anything that's contained on the form?
I ain't never seen no form. I talked to my lawyer. He told me he was gonna get me out of jail by Monday, cause I've been here like 30 days. You heard me?
All right, Mr. Willis, could you please take a moment and review the plea form before we proceed any further?
All right, yes, ma'am. Read all this.
All of it.
All right. I don't really understand, to be real with you. I can't see like that. I ain't got no glasses. I've been shot 4 times. Kind of impaired my vision. You hear me? But I got this colostomy bag, and I live in medical. And I got the surgery coming up to get it reversed. And I had real bad seizures, so I really need to get out. And I got 3 daughters, and I don't know what's going on. But could you explain it to me? Yeah.
Sure, Mr. Willis.
Yes, ma'am.
So do you understand that by entering into this plea today that you're giving up your right to have a trial?
I was saying, could you explain it to me? Because I don't want to sit here and say...
Mr. Willis, that's what I'm trying to do.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
So
Go
follow
ahead.
along.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right.
I apologize.
So do you understand that by entering a plea today to these charges that you're giving up your right to have a trial by a jury?
I understand.
Do you understand that you're giving up your right to present any evidence, witnesses, or defenses on your behalf?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Mr. Willis, you're not on probation, are you?
Ma'am?
You're not on probation, are you?
No, ma'am.
All right. Mr. Willis, I'm going to accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty as to both counts, sentence you to time served, and order that you pay court costs, which will be due by April 27th of 2021. You need to report to the clerk of the court in Seminole County
Yes, ma'am.
regarding your court costs.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Do we need any prints, Your Honor? I don't know what
No, it's a Dwellis and it's about a charge in out of county. It's a Dwellis and your motor vehicle registration. All right, he needs to be printed too, please. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Doherty, I have not heard back from the judge quite yet.
Yes, ma'am.
So I don't have an answer to your question. I suspect I'll hear back later today.
All right, so will I come back to court?
Depends on what they send me. So if they send me an order, no, you'll just be released. But if they don't, then you'll be brought back for either that or for potentially a plea.
So if I don't be released, so I didn't understand. So you're saying if they send back for me to be released, I would be released today, or if they send back for me to have a plea agreement? Because did you tell them, Your Honor, that the whole reason why I missed court was because I was in county jail here?
Well, I didn't relay that information. No, I did not.
Oh.
Okay, but once we hear back from them, like I said, either you'll be released on your own recognizance or potentially a plea.
Or so it'll be either or.
I don't know
You don't know.
what they're gonna say. I have to wait.
Okay, so I won't be back to court tomorrow.
Okay.
Don't know that either, Mr. Doherty. I wish I did.
Okay,
As soon as I hear back from her, I'll put you right on the next docket.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. $33-day motions? Sure.